Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever reached a point where your voice felt pointless? Like no matter what you said, your truth, your love, your effort, it just bounced off. That's when the silence sets in. Not the kind that's passive-aggressive. Not the kind that's meant to punish. I'm talking about sacred silence. The kind that doesn't come from wanting her back, but from finally wanting yourself back. And here's what she doesn't expect. Silence that doesn't beg. You're not disappearing to get attention. You're disappearing to protect your peace. And when a man chooses that kind of silence, everything changes. In you and in her. Let's break down the exact moments when your silence starts to echo in her mind louder than any words ever could. Number 1. When you stop explaining and start detaching. There's power in no longer needing to explain yourself. No more clarifying your worth. No more proving you were the one with pure intentions. That kind of silence hits different. She's used to having closure on her terms. But now, there's just space, a blank page, a void, and that void reflects her own actions back at her. When you detach without bitterness, when you walk away without drama, she feels the silence in her chest. That's when she starts realizing what she pushed away. Number 2, when you stop playing her therapist. Remember all those times she came to you with her chaos, her breakdowns, her mess, her stories, and you were always the calm, stable one? Not anymore. Now you're silent. You're no longer emotionally rescuing someone who never returned that energy. And she feels it. Because you weren't just a guy, you were her anchor. When that anchor drifts, she feels emotionally homeless. She didn't just lose attention. She lost safety. Number 3. When you don't flinch at her breadcrumbs. She knows how to trigger a response. A random message, a shared song, a vague story, all designed to get you to react. But now, you don't bite. You see the bait, and you stay calm. That rattles her, because she always counted on you keeping the door open. But now, that door's shut, quietly, finally, and it's not about punishing her. It's about preserving your peace. Number 4. When your silence has no bitterness. This part confuses her the most. You're not lashing out, not subtweeting, not complaining to friends. You're not cold, but you're not warm either. You're neutral. And that neutrality? It's powerful. Because it shows her you're no longer emotionally invested in the chaos. You've found peace. And that peace, that unshakable stillness, becomes magnetic. She starts asking herself, does he not care anymore? That's when she knows you've really moved on. Number 5. When your absence becomes her mental loop. Here's the truth. Silence doesn't fade, it echoes. When you were there, she filtered your presence through her ego. But now that you're gone, you live in her mind, not loudly, but constantly. Random moments, mundane activities. Your name, your presence, your calm, they echo. And those echoes, they start to sound like regret. Number 6. When she sees you smiling without her. Nothing hits her harder than realizing your smile no longer includes her. Maybe it's a post, a mutual friend's story, or maybe there's nothing, just silence. But that silence looks good on you. Like freedom, like healing. That's when it hits. You've stopped waiting. You've stopped needing closure. You've stopped checking. You're thriving. And that changes everything. Because she always thought you'd be one text away. Now you're gone and glowing. Number 7. When you make peace with never hearing from her again. This is the final shift. When you sit with yourself and say, even if she never reaches out, I'm still good. That kind of peace is unbreakable. You don't need her apology, her validation, her regret. You've chosen yourself. And that kind of decision radiates strength. It's not just a goodbye, it's a rebirth. So listen closely. Silence doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it doesn't explain. It simply walks away and lets her feel the full weight of what she lost. If you're in that phase right now, where you've stopped talking and started growing, comment below, quiet strength, because that's what this really is. The strength to say nothing while everything shifts. Like, comment, and subscribe to Factsworth, where self-worth meets emotional power. And remember, silence speaks when words no longer matter.